Has this ever happened to you? You give your dog a command and they just kind of stare at you like, what? Well, many people chalk this up to stubbornness, but it could be something more. And to get some answers and to teach us all about it, we went to the expert. Lisa Desatnik, welcome to the show. She is owner of So Much PETential. Thanks for joining us, Lisa.
Oh, hi, Mona. Great to be back.
Of course. All right, so a lot of pet parents have stubborn pets, but that word can be used for so many different reasons. So what do we need to do first?
First thing we need to do is recognize that is a label, and labels don't really help us get to the root of the problem, because what you consider stubborn, I may see in a total different way. So we need to define what stubborn actually means. Does it mean that when you ask your dog to sit in the kitchen, he can, but when you ask your dog to sit when he's outside, forget it? Does it mean that your dog is out in the backyard and you call your dog to come and he says, you know what, I've got better things to do? So we need to, first of all, define what we mean by stubborn, and then we can come up with a plan of action as to how to change that.
So what are some reasons that a dog may be exhibiting this behavior?
So you'd be surprised. There are lots of things. First of all, know that there's always a reason for behavior. We want to, first of all, look at medical or environmental reasons. Just the other day, I had a client and I was noticing that he was not sitting very much. So I started watching and I was realizing when he would go to sit, he actually would start sitting and kind of fall into it. We had the vet look at it and he actually had a pulled groin muscle. So we want to make sure that we rule out medical reasons for that. The other thing is it could be environmental. Maybe your dog senses that there's danger up a way and he doesn't want to go that way. So there's different reasons. It could be that you're walking on concrete that is super hot or super cold, and that's uncomfortable for your dog. So that's the first thing. It could also be that your dog just doesn't get it. You haven't taught your dog that behavior in that context. Or what I see a lot is that people are actually teaching multiple cues to their dog, and that can be confusing. Let's say you're teaching your dog to lay down and you say down, you're leaning over and then your hand comes down and you're saying down. So now you stand there and you tell your dog to lay down and he's like, I don't get it. And he really and truly doesn't, because you haven't taught it that way. So these are some of the reasons that we need to go back and think, what do we need to do better? What do we need to recognize that we can change to help our dog to learn?
Really good insight on this, Lisa, as always. So if people want more information or want to have you help with their, well, I won't call them stubborn, with their pet, okay, how do they connect with you?
Sure. I'm on social media. I have a website, somuchpetential.com, with an E for pet. Same, I'm on Instagram, So Much PETential, and Facebook, So Much PETential. So I'd love to connect with you. I'd love to be of help if I can.
Well, you are already being of help to many pet owners. Lisa, thanks so much for talking to us today.
Sure.
All right.